Okay, we're back. We found this road off of, we came on Newport Drive or Newport Road, and that took us to Old Dial Road. And off of Old Dial Road is this Florida Service Road number 35. And this looks a little bit more rustic than what we were on earlier on Springer Gap and all that. According to my map, this road is about 6 miles out to Route 60. And it's funny because on this side, off of Old Dial, it's like where the Toccoa boat, the canoe launch place is. It says it's Route 35. On the other side of the road, it's 95. So unless it's a typo on my map, I don't know. But roads here in North Georgia have like 3 different names. It's the same road, all different numbers. It's crazy. But here we go. There's a few little cabins right around here, but then I think it's you're not going to see any houses. We had one Jeep just past us, so I guess we'll have company maybe. I don't know. But okay, we'll see how this goes. This is a little much rougher than what we were already on before. But nothing that this little goat can't handle. We stopped, had a little snack. My best advice to anybody just learning you're off-road, keep your momentum up on those hills. Don't stop. It's okay to go slow, 2nd or 3rd gear, but keep your momentum up. Don't freak out, because your momentum is your best friend. Especially if you're on a heavier bike. That's why I really love this XT. This is sort of a mountain bike. I really like this road so far. This is a shake and bake road, because everything that's in my top box pretty much gets pulverized. All my crackers were all, what you might say, pretty well chopped up. This is a lot of loose rock. Somebody's been doing some road work on it. Now, if it was really wet, this might be a little messy because there's clay spots in certain areas where you don't have the rocks to give you the traction. But like I said before, we've been very dry. So when we haven't had rain in like weeks, this is actually good if you're going to do like river crossings, that you know that your route you're taking has river crossings. Then the water will be lower and you don't have to be over your boots, you know. I'm not one to be up to my seat in water anyway, because I have an open air box, and unless I change boxes, I don't really look to wade in rivers, if you know what I mean. And some of these locations, if you get bogged down and bike is full of water, well, it's going to ruin your day. And you don't have cell reception, so it's not like you can call anybody for help. I only saw that one cabin when we first came in here, but there was a sign from the Forest Service, you know, saying that for like 1.5 miles that it was private property, and then it goes to national forest. So I don't anticipate seeing any more homesteads or anybody living back here. This is strictly just Forest Service road. But you can tell you're not going to see any minivans on this road. First of all, because there's no real attraction to come on here. But any vehicle that you're going to see on here is going to be a Jeep or something with four-wheel drive. You can come in the opposite way off of 60, and I have a feeling I know where this came out, because if you watch the video before this, we rode by and I looked at this area and I said, I bet you that is that Forest Service road off of Old Dial Road. So if you stay with me till we get to the end of this, we'll find out whether I was right or not. I was dilly-dallying back there before I started the video because I wanted to give the guys in the Jeep time to get ahead of me. This reminds me of a road that I just recently did outside of Hayesville. This reminds me of Toccoa Road. If you're familiar with that, this is sort of a Toccoa type road. You get a little break here and there, level spot, you can rest a minute. But for the most part, this is a stand-up road. just makes navigating so much easier. I'm really sorry that I didn't have this kind of bike when I first started to do off-road. I had the wrong bike at that time. I was riding a KLR 650, which is a heavy bike. Trust me, I've picked that bitch up too many times. And some of the times is when I had it loaded up, you know, with dry bags for camping and stuff. So you're looking at, you know, 500-pound bike. Not really fun. Wears you the hell out. But I recommend an XT to anybody, not only if you're trying to learn and get into off-road stuff, but you know, if you're just new to motorcycles. You can't really hurt these bikes. They're pretty dependable. They're electric start, so you don't have to worry about kicking them. Now, it was interesting. I was talking to somebody online about a KLR 250, which is a smaller. That's a kickstart only bike. And I actually thought about getting one. And the guy was selling one. It looked like it was just off the showroom floor. I mean, it was cherry. You could tell that it was either a time capsule bike where it was just stuck in a garage and nobody used it, or if somebody used it, they took very good care of it. And he said, yeah, I really love the bike, but he said if it wasn't for the kickstart, I would have kept it. He said, I have a bad knee, and sometimes I just wasn't into dealing with kicking it, which I can understand, because my knees are not that good anymore either. But the saving grace is it is a small displacement, so it's not like you're kicking a 650 or something. But sometimes you're on a trail like this, or your bike stalls on an uphill or something. Trust me, the last thing you feel like doing is kicking that bitch. So I totally get it. I'd like to have two dual sports actually, but talk about tractor action. That was somewhere, if you dilly-dallied and stopped and thought about it, you could have been in trouble. I was just like, let's just use the momentum and go over those damn bushes. Once you get these big wheels turning, keep them going. That's a hot ticket, baby. Keep them wheels turning. I've ridden with some people that they freak out and they stop. And it's like, dude, stop once you get at the top if you want to take a picture. Don't stop going up, for Christ's sake. And that usually means I got to get off my bike and help push their ass up the hill. I had one guy that was just like really pooped. I could tell he was like spent. And he was like, dude, can you just drive my bike up? But they don't understand. If you're stopped at the halfway on a steep hill, that's like crazy, man. It's the hardest thing to do. Because you can't really get enough momentum, and I don't like to climb a steep hill in first gear usually. My gear choice is second on this bike. Because first of all, I geared down with my front sprocket, so first gear is just too short. And if you're not easy on the throttle, you'll have a tendency to spin your wheel. And you don't want to spin your wheel because you're going to just rut out the trail. But anyway, I'll shut up. Yeah, I like this trail. I highly recommend it. A lot of loose pebbles there. It's sort of like riding on pebbles. This, in my estimation, is what a true dirt road is all about. I think once I get out to 60, I'm going to put one of my ribbons so that I can find it from 60 really easy. Although I have a pretty good idea where it's going to come out. It's before you get to the swinging bridge, or 816. A little campsite in there. Looks like they have had burning in here. This side here to my left looks like it's been burnt. Getting the wheels dirty today, oh no. This is the first bike that I've had that has such a small chain. It has a 420 chain, which is probably one up from a bicycle. I'm used to 530 chains. But, you know, a tiny bike, a tiny chain. That's all you need. Somebody did some limb clearing. Thank you, fellas. Didn't exactly bring my chainsaw with me today. Now it's warming up. It's like 1:30-ish, something like that. And it's got to be close to 80 degrees, which is still pleasant. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm used to riding in the desert, and like I just said before, your riding has to be done by 11 o'clock if you want to live. Because all the trails are out in the open, you know? Good trails, but hot as hell. The riding season in the desert is the wintertime. That's when the desert is really nice. All summer now, forget it. I would ride my street bike in Southern Cali more than the dirt bike in the summer because it's pretty along the coast. It's a shame what has happened to the state of California. It's totally communist now. So many people have bugged out and left the state. You can't blame them. It's overregulated, overtaxed, and on top of that, you've got every moron in the world living there. I've never seen such a place that's so overregulated in my life. But let's not even talk about it. Yeah, you're gonna like this road. I highly recommend it. I might think about getting a more serious bash plate for this bike. The only good thing in my favor is I'm never really going that fast, so I'm not throwing shit up too hard, but still, the stock bash plate, although it's metal, it's not super heavy gauge stuff, you know? Yeah, this has been burned. I don't know how many years ago, but it's definitely been burned. You can see all the ashes and all the fire where it went. So I guess these fire service roads actually really do serve a purpose. There's a real mixture here. There's sections that, you know, you really got to be up on the pegs, and then there's real smooth sections, so it gives you a little chance to take a breather if you're getting tired. It's not all 100% like attack mode, you know? There was only a few really rutted out sections, but there were plenty of lines you could take to, you know, avoid it and not have to deal with it. Where some roads like Flatlands Road is like just total gnarly shit. And this is a weekend, and I haven't seen any other bikes. I've only seen one Jeep pass me while I was eating my crackers. So here's the Jeep. He's taking a breather in the sun. I like convertibles, but man, if you don't have a hat and if you're not protected from the sun, you will get burned up. It's like people riding their bikes in just a tank top. Tops of your shoulders get fricasseed. Well, there was another little road off, but I'm staying on the main Hoodah. We got the gravity factor here on this part of the trail. Gravity is just bringing you down, baby. Come to daddy. That's one thing, when you're on Jeeps, you really don't have the option. You can't really increase your speed if you want. Not like you can on a bike. This is just a series of twists and turns, switchbacks, a few mud puddles here and there, but nothing your Aunt Tilda can't handle. Here we come right out to 60. This is exactly where I thought it was going to come out. Hallelujah, brother. That was a very nice trail. Highly recommend it. This is 60. If you go to the right, that's two wheels. If you go to the left, where we're going to, it's Morgantown. So that was very enjoyable. No marking on this way, so that's why I was saying it's. That's a really nice trail. So far, of all the trails that I've done around Suches, I like that one the best. I will definitely do that again. And I like where it comes out. It comes out on that old Dial Road. Oh, here we got bicyclists that are messing up everybody. Okay, well, I guess we ought to wind up this video. So we'll catch you on the next gravel road. Drive safe.